Good morning. This is our tent site. Pretty awesome. We're heading out of our campsite. Such a great view. And downhill. Oh, I found out about the goats. We didn't see any goats yesterday, and a comment in Far Out said that they had been relocated to a farm. They've just been causing so many problems and, biting hikers and rushing hikers and being aggressive that they captured all the goats and took them to a farm. So there are no more goats up here, as far as I know. So that's why we did not get to see goats yesterday. I was a little disappointed, but they aren't wild goats. They were goats that somebody released up here that were multiplying. So it wasn't like they were mountain goats or something that really belonged out here in the woods. They were, regular goats. So there was a goat roundup in the last few days, I guess, and they are no longer a nuisance out here. We didn't have any issue with bears either last night. We're still hoping to see some down here today. We are in the middle of a 10 or 12 mile water carry. So yesterday we were told that there was no water up here at all for about 10 or 12 miles. So we filled up our bottles at a stream before we camped last night. And we walked 4 or 5 miles last night. So we still have about 5 or 6 miles before we get to water. So it's cool this morning, so it will get to water by the time it heats up. I've still got, I think, a liter of water to get me that distance, which isn't quite enough, but it'll be fine. I'm not going to get real dehydrated or anything. And I'll load up when I get to the water source. It's pretty dry out here. It's supposed to rain a little bit, not much, but a little bit the next 3 days, mainly in the afternoon or nighttime. So hopefully they'll get enough rain that there'll be some water sources up here for hikers coming after us. Getting kind of rocky through here, which will make the progress a little slower today. I think we have some miles of rocks to do. Last night we had the best dinner. We picked up some homemade bread at Woods Hole. They sell it there, and cheese. So we had this bread and cheese. Then we got into Parisburg when we did our resupply. We picked up some olives and kind of an olive mixture. And we also picked up some salami. So that's what we had last night for dinner. Homemade bread, salami, olives, and Munster cheese on the bread. And it was also dipped in the olive oil juice that was so flavorful. It was amazing. I had a few people ask, what we're eating out here on the trail. And we're eating pretty good. We have some dehydrated meals and stuff, but I'll try to mention some of the food that we eat. I'll try to keep track of it today. I I had a bar for breakfast. It was a Lara bar cashew cookie, I think. It's probably not my favorite of the Lara bars. I really like the cherry pie and the apple pie Lara bars a lot. Those are amazing. Oh, the pineapple upside down cake is also amazing. That's also a Lara bar. But those three are probably my favorites. The lemon's good too, though. I don't know. The lemon might be up there too. But the cashew cookie and the peanut butter chocolate chip, they're both okay, but they're not my favorite. And I also put some a drink mix in my water bottle. It's the Emergency. That's what I've got in there this morning. It's supposed to be pretty hot today, so I went ahead and put that in. I've also got a Propel for this afternoon. I have some trail mix in my hip pocket that's within easy reach, and one more Lara bar. I think it's the lemon bar. So those will be snacks for later. When you're out here and doing this kind of exercise, you're burning a lot of calories, and if you don't keep putting food in, you will hit a wall. You will get tired and cranky and miserable, and your body will just say, nope, you're not going to do any more today. And usually when you get to that point, if you just sit down and eat something, rest for a few minutes, and make sure you're not dehydrated, drink plenty, you'll feel better and you'll be able to hike again after 10 or 15 minutes. There's a little frog. He just jumped off the trail. He's hiding under a leaf now. Apparently it's a party. These guys are all over the trail, and logs and rocks. It's getting rocky up here. We're still following this ridge line. And I think we're supposed to follow it for something like 7 miles. We've already been on it for a few miles since yesterday. And a few miles of it are supposed to be pretty rocky. So we are in the rocky section now. Hopefully also in the bear section. That's where the guy saw bears yesterday. 2 in 30 minutes. Pretty magical this morning. The flowers, the rocks, all the greenery, so beautiful. That flower is huge and perfect. So beautiful. I think this is the brightest pink one I've seen. This one's sturdy. It's a happy face. Somebody ahead of me has been drawing them in the dirt every little ways. Kind of nice. Like maybe once every mile or two. I hear water running somewhere. Oh yeah, it does. Here's our first water source. We did actually find another water source. It was a trickle, kind of a mud puddly type thing. But we were able to get a little bit of water before we got down here. So we will get more here, because this is a good water hole. Kind of walking along that little stream. Very nice. We can drink as much water as we want. That's what we do when we get to a stream, is we do chug a bottle of water and then refill the bottles of water so we are hydrated really well, especially if there's going to be a long water carry. Like this one that was supposed to have been 12 miles, but we did find 2 water sources in the middle that weren't listed on the map, and we're able to get water there, which 12 miles is a long way to carry water, and water's really heavy. At about 2 pounds a liter. We already stopped for lunch. Normally I don't cook anything for lunch, or neither one of us normally do. But today we stopped for a little longer and cooked something. Normally we just eat a wrap, like peanut butter wrap with a tortilla, or the tortilla and cheese and pepperoni or summer sausage or something like that. Or tuna packets. You can get the tuna and chicken packets, and sometimes we'll put those in a wrap. That's steep. That is the Pine Swamp shelter. And we are gonna head on by. There's some tent sites down here though. And water. This area right here has been burned, but life goes on. Fire came through here. Hope it was a controlled burn, and it went just as far as the trail and stopped right here. I've been following it. On one side burn, the other side of the trail no burn. Or maybe it started at the trail and went the other direction. I don't know. It still smells like smoke though. I don't know how long ago it was, but you can still smell a real strong burn smell. Still burned on one side of the trail and good on the other. Nice bridge. We are hiking up to Wind Rock. We have quite the uphill today. This one is a 4,000 foot mountain and we're starting down low, so we've been climbing for quite a ways already. We may stop and have a snack and then keep going and try to get over the mountain tonight. I think we've got close to 4 miles or 5 miles, something like that, of uphill, mostly uphill, to get over the mountain.